the jobs that we do are probably one of the most thankless jobs because people only notice when you do something wrong. They don't realize everything you've done right to get to that point. So having people in the public is really nice, but it's 10:02. Shall we start with our testing presentation? And thank you again for everyone coming.
Appreciate
You guys can have a seat if you'd like, or you can stand. It's up to you.
No, we're going to kind of be up here.
Yeah.
The Johnson County Elections Office hosted an accuracy testing of the voting machines that will be used on the November 5th elections. There was a demonstration that went through the process of voting, how the machines worked, and the measures of security that the machines have and the precautions that they are taking in order to keep the vote secure. The accuracy testing was free and open to the public, and this was held on Friday, October 11th.
So I'll go over what I know. I do not work for ES&S. I'm just familiar with the equipment by my own research. So ES&S is in Omaha, Nebraska, and it's called Election System and Software. And I'll get you a website on that so you could do some research on your own for it. So this is Debbie Pfeiffer and Linda Taylor. They're part of our commission. Michelle Frost is in the back. She's our county clerk. And then we have a couple of candidates here today. And I don't think, I was going to give a few minutes, but I think we'll go ahead and start. So the first thing we want to do is we want to talk about our equipment. Right over here is our tablet. When the voter comes in, and this would flip back and forth to the voter. When the voter comes in the state of Arkansas, you have a requirement to show your ID, and you have a requirement to state your name and address. Once you state your name and address, and we use the photo ID only just to identify, then the voter will sign their name into the tablet, and then a piece of blank ballot stock goes into the printer here, and it will print out the precinct and split. It's the only thing that's on here. It does not identify the voter in any way, shape, or form. There is nothing to say that this was Angela Scott's ballot. Then the voter would take their ballot up to the machine, and they would place it in here. This is blank, so it's not going to bring up the precinct and split. So I want to explain that there, that's why it's important for that barcode that's printed out here. It reads where in the county has the county clerk's office designated that voter that lives to make sure that their precinct and split is designated to that voter. So a lot of people are concerned about barcodes. Barcodes are the way that the machines identify letters. The machines cannot read letters, okay? It's like when you go to Walmart and you scan your groceries and it's that barcode and it tells you that you've just bought a gallon of milk. That's all it does. A lot of people say, well, how do I know that these barcodes represent these names here? Well, that's when you have to trust the process up in Omaha, Nebraska. Their ES&S, Election System and Software, that they encrypt our flash drives for us. And I learned, and I was talking to Phoenix earlier about the flash drives are encrypted with, I want to say 356-bit encryption code, and it would take the world's fastest computer millions of years to crack it. So the way that you have to basically have faith is in the community that you live in. When all these sticks come back, we have spent the last week and a half over in the other room testing every precinct, every split, every candidate. And we did an audit yesterday, and we have that presented and ready for you. We'll show you how that works. You have to trust that your election commissioners have said, yes, these barcodes do represent these people. Again, we're a bipartisan commission. So you have both major parties represented, and we all agree. We all sign our names, and we sign it through the county clerk's office. She signs her name. So that is telling you that we believe that these are correct, okay? I can't answer for Arizona, can't answer for Nevada, can't answer for anybody else, but we can answer for Johnson County, Arkansas. I'm not going to place this in the tabulator because it will mess up the next part of our presentation. So I'm just going to put a big void on this one so that you know that it cannot be readable, because once we void it, the machine will not read it.
See, this is just a very narrow slot.
Basically, I like to refer to our voting machines as an electronic pencil. You're putting in a blank ballot stock that will give you a readout of the precinct that voter is in. The machine recognizes what precinct, what split they'll be voting on or voting for, brings up their candidates, their issues, their ordinances and measures. The person then selects their choices, and later on we can show you our sample ballot deck we've created that will show you that it will print out the names of the candidates along with barcodes above it. The barcodes above that candidate's name are readable by the DS200. The DS200 cannot read letters like you and I do. It reads barcodes.
No matter what way you put it in, the machine will count it, whether it's upside down,
Yeah. You can even put it under here, here.
upside down, or backwards.
Yeah, it'll still
It'll count it.
read it.
And we tested it to make sure, and it was accurate. So.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is we are a paper ballot county. We have a paper ballot audit. You know, we have a way to audit and count the votes. So when people say, well, we want to go back to paper ballots, say, well, we already are. We're already there. This is just an electronic pencil. That's all that is. And and then that's why one thing that I've been asked to speak a few times, and
Just to show that.
the best way I can say is, as election commissioners, you know, back 100 years ago, they used to say, my word is my bond, and you would shake on it, you know, and my name is my integrity. We have to sign our names, the county clerk has to sign her name, and we have to officially say that we agree with the results of this. That's my name, that's my family's name, that's my husband's name, that's my children's, you know. I don't want to do anything to endanger the integrity of my family. One thing that's interesting to note, a lot of people have a lot of concerns over these being on the internet. The only thing that is accessible by the internet is over there on that table. It's called our poll book tablet. That is public information. Voter information is to the public. So if you were registered to vote in Johnson County, that's public information. In those tablets, when the voter approaches a poll worker, they ask them for their name, their ID, and their address, and they verify that this person is who they are and that they reside at that address. The poll book will say that you signed it and then that we've issued you a ballot. At that point in time, that tablet with that information communicates through the internet to the rest of the county, the tablets all through the county. And what that does is it tells the other supervisors that if Angela Scott votes at the Marvin Benson Center, but then later in the day I show up in Harmony and I want to vote, their tablet's going to say you've already voted. Okay, that's all that does, is lets all the tablets know that this voter has voted.
Counted as an overvote.
Gotcha.
Okay, so now we have finished up the election. We don't have any more ballots. It's
7:30 p.m. the last vote.
So
our tablets are the only thing that are accessible to the internet. After that, that's it. When you put your vote in that machine there, it prints you out a paper ballot. So the question is, paper ballots, paper ballots. In Johnson County, we are a paper ballot county. We just have an electronic tabulator. That's all the difference is it prints it out, then you put it in here, and zoom, it goes in, and then it counts it immediately. So at the end of the night, those results are already stored on a flash drive. What's really interesting to note is when the flash drive comes back to here, to me, I take those flash drives from each vote center, and you have the names of all the vote centers here, and I have it recorded as to which one I'm getting back. I put those in a computer, which is over there by Linda. That is a state-issued computer from the Secretary of State's office. It has no internet access whatsoever. It does not have any modem, any way to access the internet. I tabulate. These are vote center tabulators. My computer becomes a election tabulator. When all the sticks come back, I put them in there, they tabulate, I print out on the printer right next to Linda. On the right-hand side, it has a printer that it prints out the results on. I match those with what the results that came back on paper from our vote centers, and then I take and I load onto a flash drive. Hi, Michelle. I take onto a flash drive, store it onto I take that to a separate computer that is internet accessible. And I have to log into a secure file transfer website at the Secretary of State's office and load the results. Before I publish them, though, I look to make sure my numbers match with what it says on the actual paper that I printed out. And then once I verify that, I can hit publish. So I have done nothing with the internet whatsoever until I go to upload that secure file transfer that I've already verified with my paper over here that it matches. So then people say, another thing we have a lot of questions on is the barcode. How do we know the barcodes are reading those names? The barcode represents a barcode that's assigned through ES&S. You would have to, and you have two people at all times throughout ES&S up in Nebraska confirming and double checking and confirming and double checking. They're the only ones who can encrypt that. We can't change it here, and neither can the internet. The internet cannot change it because the internet has no access to it. So I have 100% faith in our system here. And when we do our audits, we always do it. We did an audit, and those barcodes represent Johnson County, who is voted on our sticks. It's just there. It's 100%. So, but anyway, so that's a little bit more.
Can you tell me about the encryption on the sticks one more time?
Okay, yes. So again, I do not work for ES&S, so this is just my own personal research that I have looked into from little videos that I watched on their website. ES&S explained in one of their little video clips that it has, I believe, if I'm remembering the number right, a 356-bit encryption code. And what that is that in order to try to hack any one of those sticks, according to the video, it said it would take the largest, fastest computer over millions of years to try to crack the code that's on one stick. It's impossible. So, and it would have to be somehow, when I send information from here to be put onto our flash drives, it is typed in, they print it out, they take it over to a computer, they type it in, no internet access. Then they burn media sticks and mail them overnight through FedEx to me. So those never even go on the internet whatsoever. Nothing has gone through the internet as far as our media sticks on our DS200s and our voting machines. So ES&S is they're serious. They've been doing this, I think, for 40 years, I believe, or I'd have to look back, but I'd be happy to get you information. You can do some studying on it. I appreciate y'all being here today,
Yeah.
so thank you.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us.
Sure,
Appreciate it.
absolutely.
Reporting for KUOZ, I'm Phoenix Mertin.